Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to briefly talk about a fixed blade I got. This is a fixed blade from Sacred Bear Knives. You can check them out on Instagram. I'll link it below. Sacred Bear Knives. The dude who runs it is Tori Utt. It's Tori UTT Utt. He is a cool dude. I sent him the knife. I actually picked this up at a local knife show. So he's a Pennsylvanian. And he brought a few things to the show. This caught my eye because it's kind of a small EDC size knife. Good looking, nice micarta scales. Fit my hand really well, just very neutral. I love the hand rub blade. I don't know how well you can see it. There you go. I love the logo. Just really cool. Oh, there's his name right there. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. Tori A. Utt, if you want to check him out. Sacred Bear Knives. There's some scratches right there on the blade. I don't know what that's from. I haven't used this all that much, to be honest. I got it at the show a couple of weeks ago, and I bought it. It came with this leather sheath, right? And obviously this is right-handed. And you know, I said, do you have anything like a Kydex sheath I could carry appendix on my belt? Because that's the only way I'll ever carry a fixed blade, right? Is up front, appendix, kind of hide it up there. And then have something to, you know, pull out, cut some stuff. You know, if I'm like doing yard work or something, it's not a bad idea to have on you, right? Oh, you can see his little kind of crest or shield there too. Didn't notice that. Cool pins. You know, it's got like traditional feel to it, but it has like a modern sort of aesthetic too. I really like it. And he actually sold all of this version. I forget what the name of this knife is, but it has an interesting name. And it's basically meant to be like a skinning knife, right? Like an outdoor hunting type companion to have so you can skin game and do whatever, right? He actually made one. And then he took it out for a season and used it, and then he decided it was a good model, so that's when he started making it for sale. And anyway, I bought it with this, and he said, dude, I'll make you a Kydex sheath, but he had sold all the ones he'd made, so I had to send it in. So I sent it in like 2 weeks ago, or a week and a half ago, or whatever. He made this sheath, and he sent it back to me. I got it back, I think, yesterday or the day before. And I've carried it one time. I will say I don't love the size of the sheath because you can see how small the blade is. It would be nice if the sheath was maybe cut off like here, you know what I mean? So you don't have this huge sheath for it. But I think the biggest problem is me, right? This on my belt just feels a little too much. It's not heavy or anything. It's just like if I try to hide this side, then the handle sticks out and you can see it through my shirt. If I try to tuck the handle in, this sticks out. You know what I mean? Try to get it on my belt, lefty cross draw, so it's on my right side. And then I kind of tuck this piece up into a belt loop, but then this side's like sticking out. It just, you know, it doesn't hide very well. And I think it's because of the size. Like, it's not huge or anything, right? Let's put away the sheaths for a second. Very well-made leather sheath that comes with it. I believe this was $225 for the knife. Came with both. I think I did pay $250 actually, so you can make me the second sheath. But I offered to pay for that. So I don't know. He might include it, obviously, for anybody else. It is in, I believe, CPM 154. It could be 154 CM. I'm not sure. But it's more likely to be CPM 154. Let me clean this blade up a little bit. I got some schmutz on it. I did just put a coat of Knife Shield on it from Knife Pivot Lube. Definitely go check that out if you haven't. It's knifepivotlube.com. You can use my code LeftyEDC at checkout for 10% off. But it's basically like a EDCI type thing. It's supposed to help with rust prevention. It also helps get off gunk. Like, I've found it really useful after using a blade a lot for opening packages. Then I just spray that on and wipe it off. Boom. All the tape gunk comes off. That's a nightmare, even with alcohol sometimes. So that's really what I've tested it on so far. It hasn't been like summer yet for me to test the rust preventative features of it. But you could be damn sure as soon as possible I'll be doing that, because I have rusted this nimble inside because bead blasted in there. Even in M390, I've rusted this a few times. Luckily, not bad enough. I've just used, you know, flits to get it out. But I'll definitely be testing the knife shield on this knife because I know I can rust it easily in those pockets. But anyway, cleaned it off. And, man, dude, this thing is just so comfortable in hand. The size is just perfect. So while we have the nimble out, we can compare it. Try to get a size here for you. You can see there it's about the same exact size as the nimble, guys. So, excuse me, got a 3.1 inch blade. You know, you're probably looking at what 7 overall, something like that. We can let me grab the calipers and we can just measure, right? Instead of being a dopey here, let me put away the nimble. You guys can see it's that size, obviously. It's not quite long enough to get the whole thing. So let's go to the scale. Tip to scale, we're looking at 3.3, which, guys, my sweet spot right there. Scale to butt, we are looking at 3.6, let's say. So 3.3 plus 3.6 is what? 6.9. So you're looking at 6.9 overall on this guy. And I think that's just perfect for feel in hand. Usability, right? Like you can use this very nicely. You can index very well. It's still small enough that I can get up and get into those shipping label cuts easily. But you can also use it in this sort of method for like a push sort of cut. You can reverse that comfortably and do whatever you need to do. I just think it really bodes well for pretty much any grip you're going to hold it in. It's pretty comfortable. This is extremely comfortable right here. If you're going to be in a Friday night gas station fight and you want to whip out your custom fixed blade. Look at that cool brass pin or whatever that is, pin or lanyard hole thing. It's really, really cool. I just love... I don't know. I love the whole vibe of the knife, obviously, guys. That's why I picked it up. I'm not even a big fixed blade guy, as I explained earlier. I don't even know if I'll carry this. I tried, and it didn't work too well. It just was a little too big for me to carry, and it's not even that big. For most of you, it's probably going to be perfect, right? The best fixed blade I've found to carry that I've tested was the Brian Brown Knives Chuck. And that's a tiny little knife, right? There's the Malibu. You can see, you know, blade length, we're about the same. Yeah, but handle length, you know, you got a lot more there on the Malibu. The Chuck was absolutely fantastic, and it hid really well, and that's what I appreciated about it, right? This is just a little bit bigger than that. Here is the Vista Blade Works PE. Again, we're probably a little shorter on the blade because this one's around 3 inches on the blade, but the handle is bigger. I'm just trying to see if there's any knives you guys might have could help a little bit here. The F5.5 from Urban EDC Supply. There you go. You know, definitely more blade there. Again, around 2.9. Let's see, Demco 8020.5. Line it up there, and you can see more blade, but overall, Demco by a big margin there. And just for fun, my new favorite knife I've been carrying every day, the Brown Knives FSD. Look at that baby right there. Holy shit. And you know how funny is that, right? So there you go. That's a big difference, guys. The fact that you can pocket something, right? Like, look at this knife closed is obviously a little bit smaller, but it's an absolutely huge knife compared to the fixed blade here. Yet, I carry this every day, and I love it, you know? And it's kind of just a matter of the fact that you can't fold this with sheath and everything. It ends up being bigger. Where'd I put this sheath? You know, with this sheath, it ends up being bigger, so you don't just have the knife. You have the knife stops here. You have all this excess. And that's, I do think that he could have, I don't think he was thinking about ultra hidden away EDC like I was, right? I'm thinking I might office carry it, whatever, right? So I would totally cut off this whole section here, cut the tip off, like just have it rounded right here. And I think it actually would have worked pretty well because it was just too big the way it was. So having, maybe if I send it off to somebody to make a custom sheath or something, I don't know who does that, but maybe get a just custom Kydex sheath that's very minimal style, made for, you know, appendix style carry. I think that might work, because I really do like it. I really want to give it a shot. I like supporting local companies and makers and everything, and I just think it's gorgeous. Like, look at that micarta, right? He had an ivory micarta one too at the table. I picked this kind of green one. Just that feel, man, it just feels so good. This thing has to be a beauty to cut with. You know, I've cut some paper and stuff with it, but I haven't done anything crazy with it. I'm sure the heat treat's good. The spine is very well done. It's got, you know, sharp corner, but I think that's on purpose. Just all around, I think it's cool. My negatives, probably, you know, obviously the sheath, the size for EDC carry, but the size in general, I think is great. I think it's right in that sweet spot. And then, you know, there's marks on the blade. That could just be from the sheath, maybe. And then the last thing is the tip. I find this a lot. It's just like hard to get a crisp tip, but he did look at it when I sent it in, and I think he got that tip taken care of because it looks much better now. You can see there it's got a little bit more of a crisp tip on it, which is nice. Look at that hand rub. Just really, really nice craftsmanship here. And I think for 225 bones, totally worth the money. I know you guys are like, that could get me a nice folder. It's, yeah, you know, for some of you, yeah, that's true. But, you know, I like to try things. And I think this was well worth the cost. And now I know. You know, Tori's a cool dude. He makes cool stuff. And, it's, I don't know. He's on Instagram, by the way, guys. He posts his stuff up for sale there. He has a website as well. I believe you can reach out for special order if you want. So if you want something specific, I'm pretty sure you can reach out and ask. I don't think he's blown up quite yet. I think he will, though. I mean, look at these. I don't know. I just think it's gorgeous. I think it's like a blending of modern knife crafting with traditional knives, right? And I don't know much about traditional knives, guys. I'm not going to act like some expert, but that's what it feels like to me, right? Feels like he put a sort of modern twist on something traditional, and it's very functional, very good. If you guys use your knives, if you go hunting, camping, anything like that, I think this would be a good piece for that, and I think it makes me want to do things like that. So that to me is a good sign, you know. So now I got this. I got my tomahawk from Pearson Custom Knives. Maybe it's time I go out in the woods, right? See you guys. I'll call 911 when I need help, right? Anyway, I love you guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic day. Please go check out Sacred Bear Knives. Thank you, Tori. You are the man. And love you all. Peace.